First and foremost, I want to give all honors and praises and glory belongs to my Lord and Savior, whose name is Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahabashai, Bahasham, Wahavaka Kodash. The name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, and his Son's name is Yahabashai, who we reverence, and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone that teaches truth well, and to the hopeful elect across the globe, and to the few, the very few brothers and sisters listening and also learning across the globe. This lesson is going to be called Leviathan. Is also a big part of prophecy, the Leviathan. Alright, so we're going to start off on Psalms 104, and we're going to go straight to verse 25. So is this great and wide sea, a very great and wide sea that the Lord Jehovah has created. Alright, which Esau, he cannot even go down to the depths of the sea. Where in all things, creeping, innumerable. So innumerable is without measure, both small and great beasts. So there's all types of species in the sea. Okay, some that Esau has discovered and others that Esau has not discovered. Verse 26, there go the ships. There is that Leviathan, alright, that beast whom thou hast made to play therein. Alright, and the Leviathan would be known as, just quickly type in that word,
Strong's H3882, Leviathan.
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 Leviathan, a sea monster, a dragon, alright, a large aquatic animal. And baby, just a minute, it appears to be large fire breathing animal of some sort, so it breathes out fire. Alright, so the great sea dragon may have an explosive producing mechanism to enable it to be real. No, it is a real breathing dragon, a reft animal, serpent, similar to a crocodile. Figuratively, the constellation of a dragon. Bear me just a minute, get straight to it. The sea monster, yes, a large sea monster. Again, this is Hebrew Charlie Lexicon. What else can we find? A reft twisted in folds, a large animal. That's it on that. So that's what this is. Leviathan is likened unto. A sea monster. And what the Japanese know about this, Moab know about this. That's why he has a movie called what? Godzilla. Okay, Godzilla. Okay, which is really the Leviathan. Alright, so we're going to get straight to it. And Lord willing, this will be edifying, because this is a part of prophecy. In the time of Jacob's trouble, guess what? The Leviathan, yes, it could what? It's in sea, but it can also travel on foot, on land. Alright? So bear me just a minute. We're going to go straight to... Go to Job 41. Canst thou draw out the Leviathan with a hook? These are rhetorical questions. The answer is no. Are you going to be able to fish it out? The answer is no. It's too large. It's too strong. It will break the fishing hook straight away. It will pull you into the sea. Or his tongue with a cord, which thou lettest down. Okay, the fishing cord. Canst thou put a hook into his nose? The answer is no. Or bore his jaw through with a thorn? Will he make many supplications? Will he cry out unto thee? Okay, beg you to stop. Will he speak soft words unto thee? The answer is no. Will he make a covenant with thee? Okay, a promise with thee. Will he take him for a servant forever? Will thou play with him as with a bird? Or will thou bind him for thy maidens? Okay, tie him up. Shall the companions, are you going to be able to put him in a fishing net? Shall the companions make a banquet of him, a feast? Shall they part him among the merchants? Canst thou fill his skin with barbed wire, barbed iron, Salakia, or his head with fish spears? And this has all been tried before in the ancient times. There's ancient pictures with what? You have men trying to shoot at the Leviathan, but it wasn't doing any damage. Lay thy hand upon him. Remember the battle. Do no more. Alright? Because it's been in ancient times where you've had ancient men that have tried to what? To destroy this Leviathan, and it hasn't worked. Behold, the hope of him is in vain. Shall not one be cast down even at the sight of him? The sight of what? The Leviathan. It's a dreadful sight. None is so fair that dare stir him up. Who then is able to stand before me? Who hath prevented me that I should repay him? Whatsoever is under the whole heaven is mine. I will not conceal his parts. Okay, because there is images, ancient images of the Leviathan. Okay, artwork. And it shows you of how what the Leviathan looks. And there's been ancient sightings as well. Nor his power, nor his comely proportion. Who can discover the face of his garments? Who can come to him with a double bridle? Who can open the doors of his face? His teeth are terrible round about, as you can see in this image. It's terrible. Okay, scary. His scales are his pride. Okay. And his scales are his body. Okay. Which are fitly put together. Shut up together as with a close seal. So it's very strongly, his scales are very strongly knitted together. One is so near to another that none air can come between them. Okay, so it's got tight scales, which you cannot break. Armor, in other words. They are joined one to another. They stick together. They cannot be sundered, cut, split. That's how strong they are. It's likened unto iron. By his neesings, and when you go into that word neesings, it's what? The mouth. Okay. And when you actually, bear me just a minute. When you actually type in that word, neesing is sneezing. So when you're sneezing, you're opening your mouth. So his neesings are light of shine from what? His mouth. Okay. And his eyes are as like the eyelids of the morning. Alright, you know when it's fresh at morning, what is it? Yellow. You get a yellowy spectrum. That's how his eyes are. Okay, so it's describing his complexion, everything. Out of his mouth goeth burning lamps, and sparks of fire leap out. So what? It has fire in its breath. It breathes out fire. This is this is in the scriptures. Out of his nostrils goeth smoke. This is why it's referred to as a dragon. And out of a sieving as out of a sieving pot or cauldron. You know when you're boiling, example, you have you may be cooking some chicken, you put the lid on, and you may have that little hole that seeps out of that particular cauldron that you're cooking that chicken in. It's similar to what? That smoke coming out of what? The nostrils of this Leviathan. He breatheth, his breath kindleth coals. Okay? And a flame goeth out of his mouth. So yes, it has fire within its mouth. The Lord's creation is something else. In his neck remaineth strength. So most of his strength is in the neck region. Alright? Remaineth strength. And sorrow is turned into joy before him. And that's heavy. It says sorrow is turned into joy before him. So he delights in what? His joy is sorrow, seeing people sorrowful. So you got to think, his landscape is the sea. Okay, you can go on earth, but its landscape is the sea. So a lot of these ships you hear disappearing, how to say the Leviathan did not do that? Even the Titanic, they said the Titanic was let down by an ice pick. How do you know it wasn't the Leviathan that took that down? Because it says sorrow is turned into joy before him. Okay, so he delights in what? Destroying ships. Okay. Turning people. He delights in these things. The flakes of his flesh are joined together. They are firm in themselves. So that's describing what? His skin, his scales. They're strong. They cannot be broken. Bullets will have no effect. Okay. Spears will have no effect. Okay. They cannot be moved. So they're tightly knitted. Got tight skin. His heart is as firm as a stone, yet as hard as a piece of Nepha millstone. So it's describing this thing is tough. When he raised up of himself, the mighty are afraid. Alright. By reason of breakings, they purify themselves. The sword of him that layeth at him cannot hold. Okay, so he can break a sword cannot pierce it through. Because in the ancient days, you think the men didn't know, you think the Vikings and these different tribes, and they knew about these things. Okay. The spear, the dart, nor the harbinger. Alright. Which is a gun which shoots out the spear, an arrow. Nor the harbinger. So these things have no effect on it. Alright. He esteemeth iron as straw. So if you come to it with iron, it could just break the iron. Okay. As iron as straw and brass as rotten wood. These things have no effect on it. The arrow cannot make him flee. So why does it say the arrow cannot make him flee? Because in ancient times they were shooting arrows. There's an image I was trying to get up, but I could not find it. A long time ago I had it, where there's some artwork of ancient men shooting arrows at it, but it had no effect. Alright. Cannot make him flee. Sling stones are turned with him into stubble. Darts are counted as stubble. He laugheth at the shaking of the spear. So these things don't move him. Sharp stones are under him. Okay, so he's at the bottom of the sea. He spreadeth sharp pointed things. He spreadeth sharp pointed things upon the mare. He maketh the deep to boil like a pot. So that's heavy, because you know some of these programs, when you look at the sea, you see under thermal vents, and it says he maketh the deep to boil like a pot. Whoa, this is heavy. So when you're seeing these underground water vents, how do you know that's not the Leviathan making up to boil? Because it says he maketh the deep to boil like a pot. The seas. And it talks about the Leviathan having what? Flamey breath. So who's really heating up that sea? We know all things are done by Yahweh, but he can use the Leviathan to heat up the sea. He maketh the sea like a point of ointment. Okay. Like, this is heavy. He maketh a path to shine after him. Okay, which is that light. One would think the deep to be hoary. Upon earth there is none like who is made without fear. He beholdeth all things. He is king over all the children of pride. So this is part of what Yahweh's creation, and the Leviathan is going to show itself. Alright? Sooner or later this Leviathan is going to show itself. So Leviathan is a part of prophecy. Alright? So with this lesson, I hope this was edifying, and until the next time, Shalom.